Okay guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm showing you this beautiful model home by Toll Brothers. We're actually located here in Missouri City, Texas. If you're not familiar with this area is actually about 20 minutes, 30 minutes southwest of Houston. Actually in Sienna. Sienna is one of the biggest subdivisions in Houston, well known for the schools, amenities, all the things you can want when you're looking for your next home. So let's get to it. We're going to show you this beautiful model home by Toll Brothers. Can't wait to show you this house. Okay, so this home is going to show you what's possible. When I tell you it's decked out with all type of upgrades throughout the home. This is the Indo floor plan. It actually has 4 different elevations. Today we're showing you the farmhouse elevation. This particular model, you're going to see it's got all the things you would want when it comes to having upgrades. But traditionally, this home was started in the 580s. So we're going to be able to go through, show you all the different details, and just see what you think about this home. So starting off, you can see this outside. This is pretty cool. One of the first things I've noticed when you drive up, you see the fountain, you see a nice little sitting patio area that you can use, which you'd never see that in front of most homes. So I doubt you see that in most traditional homes, but it just shows you what's possible. Also, this is a two-car garage, 2-car tandem. It actually has half for storage, but it could be a 3-car garage if you choose to do that. Also, this elevation is a stucco brick combination. I love the way they got this this color, which is unique. Usually you see a lot of white, browns, traditional tones. This one, they come with a blue, kind of blue-gray, but it's a blue tone paint, so it really makes your home stand out. So with that being said, we're going to walk into the home, take a look, show you kind of how Toll Brother has set up this model home. Okay, so what you're going to see when you first walk into Entryway, as usual, a lot of these homes you see a lot of high ceilings. But we want to get into the first initial living quarters, in which we got 2 bedrooms right off the entryway. So the first 2 bedrooms, you're going to be tied to an actual full bath, which is great, especially if you have kids. You want to be able to have access to their bathroom, especially in the morning you're running and gunning. You want them to have access. So you got a full bath here to my left. And here into your first bedroom on the right hand side, you're going to really see what I mean by what is possible in this bedroom. So traditional bedroom, pretty standard. It's right off the front of the house. It has a pretty nice walk-in closet, which is good for if you got an older child, or like before in some of my videos, you talk about a lot of people are moving in with their family, with their parents. So you want to give them space where they can feel comfortable. This is a nice bedroom to give you the space. Also, when you look at this bedroom, one of the things we're going to highlight throughout is just a little customization that you're seeing with a lot of builders when they're doing their model. Now, of course, with model homes, you got to take it for what it is. It's a model home. It's not your traditional home that most builders sell, but it's telling you the possibilities, like the different lamps that you're seeing, the different paneling when you come to your accent walls, which is just pretty cool because this is wallpaper. And then, of course, they got the panel where it's like bamboo type wood, which makes the room actually look bigger. So you'll notice it kind of changes the vision of the room when you walk throughout. So we're going to take a look at the next one. So the next bedroom that you're going to see off to the right is kind of designed like a traditional bedroom. Nothing really special. They just kind of made it more of a basketball theme. As you can see, you have some Jordans, you have some, you have a desk to the side, as well as you have a little small dresser. But it's pretty still nice size room, plenty of space. This closet is about the same as the other closet. The other closet might be a little bit bigger, but it's still a walk-in closet, so you still got good room. Just like most of the builders you're seeing right now, they're building 1 story with high ceilings, 12-foot ceilings, which makes the room look a lot bigger, as well as you have 8-foot door frames. So not door frame, excuse me, but doorway, which is also great for someone, you know, moving things in and out, and plenty of space. Like I said, you have the bathroom off to the side. With this bathroom, you can see the tile goes all the way up, which I highlight that in a couple of my videos. You're starting to notice that with most of your builders, especially at this price point, that when you're looking into the $500,000 on up, you're going to see a lot of cool things that you can personally do. Or if it's a custom builder, they'll do as well. In which Toll Brothers is semi-custom, so they can do a lot of these things that you're seeing, but certain things you might not get unless you decide to do that on your own. Now, as you walk all the way through, you can see how big this hallway is. And we're saying probably easy. I'm 6 foot. This is over 7 foot wingspan. So you're looking at a pretty nice sized hallway. So it's easy to move and navigate through. As you walk through, you can see that above us, we have what I haven't seen in a while is you're seeing a lot of people either painting the top of the ceiling or just like what Toll Brothers did, they did wallpaper, which is pretty cool. I think that kind of breaks up the room, bring a little bit more character to it, as well as you can see the different wood paneling that they put throughout the hallway, which I think is pretty good as well. Now, off to your left side, you'll see here, we have a coat closet. They have a traditional little window just so you can kind of see through it. And then you have your laundry room, which laundry room ain't bad. You have some shelving throughout. You have, of course, your washer and dryer. You have counter space. You want to fold or you want to hang some of your clothes. You can definitely do that right there. And this is coming right off the garage. So if you're coming in, you can have a little mud area, or you can have just your laundry and a nice little coat closet. So as we fast forward, we're going to our the right-hand side. You're going to see this is a beautiful office or study. I like how they did this. They really made the room look a little bit more of a character type room, meaning you have something that's just not a space. Most people, when you look at office, it's just blank walls. This kind of gives you a little bit of character. You have panels on the actual walls and goes all the way up. And then you can see the beam as well. And this is a pretty high ceiling, so like a vaulted ceiling in your office, which I think is cool. I really don't see too many vaulted ceilings when it comes to the office. So it gives you different layers as you walk through the house. But it's really nice. I think they did a great job of making sure you feel comfortable. And then, of course, the way the furniture's, set, you can kind of change it up if you want a little bit more space as well. Maybe move it a little bit towards the wall. Just depends on your flow. So that's the office. Now, as we continue to walk through, and like I said, this is a home of possibilities because you're going to see all the different things that you can add and add to your home and make it more of yours. So to our right, we're going to have our next bedroom. And this particular bedroom, you're going to also be able to see as you walk through that you have a half bath. Now, this half bath, one thing I will say, this half bath is the upgrade. So if you choose to have the half bath, just know that this will take from the actual primary closet. So if you got a lot of clothes, shoes, things like that, you might not want to add the actual half bath, but that's something that if you know you're going to have friends and family over, you're entertained, half bath might be worth your while. So here's another bedroom. In this particular bedroom, same size. These bedrooms are pretty nice size for our standard bedrooms. And you can kind of see within this bedroom that you kind of have a little bit of independence because you have a full bath inside this bedroom. So unlike the first two rooms, you kind of share a bathroom. With this particular room, you actually have your own bathroom inside. So that makes it a little bit better. And I'll show you guys that real quick. So same thing in this traditional bathroom, you have your shower. They also have, once again, you see tile go all the way up. Also, as you see with each bedroom, you're starting to notice everyone is making sure to have accent walls. It just brings the room to life. And I like the blue. I think it's a good color, bluish gray. I think they did a great job with that. And then as we walk our way across, this is another cool thing that I'm noticing. I think my last home I showed you guys by Coventry, they had a nice setup where they had the kitchen right there, right by your actual media room. This one is the same type setup, but I think this is a little different because now you can see it's got openings both ways versus the other one, just one opening. So you can go through your actual media room from the hall right into your kitchen, which you can see right off the side. You have your butler's pantry, and then you have your pantry right there in the back around the corner, which we'll kind of show you that as well. But I like this, man. This is a little bit different. Look like a little bit more traditional type setup. Nice couch. I can sit here and relax, watch the game. You got surround sound. I like the lamps as well for its lighting. So if you cut off the lights and you're just watching a movie, but you still want a little bit of lighting, you still kind of get that movie feel. As well as you can see how here and you guys can't feel it, but trust me, it's some nice wallpaper that they put in to kind of break the wall up, and you can see how they have it where it's like panels each section. So I thought that was really cool. So you're starting to see a lot of framework within these builders, because now builders are recognizing that it's pretty competitive out here. You have to show what's possible. So you're seeing that with this beautiful model home by Toll Brothers. Now, let me just make sure I also say this. This particular home that we're in, the Indio, it got 4 elevations. We're in the farmhouse, okay? They have the classic, modern, and traditional. Depending on what you like. For example, if you want more of all brick all the way around, you don't want the stucco, you're probably gonna be more inclined to go with the traditional. So that's something you can look at when you're thinking about buying with Toll Brothers. And so if you guys have questions with that, or if we sit down and did a consultation, we'll talk about what your needs are and what match your liking, your taste, and things like that. But with that being said, now you're going to my favorite part of the house, which I know a lot of people, we spend most of our time in these particular areas of our home. So we have our kitchen, living room, which is this open concept. And as you can see, just the layout and how this is perfect for entertaining, whether you're just sitting at home watching the game, watching TV with your family, but also someone is cooking and you want to have a conversation, you get that in this space. Now, also with this space, one of the things you're seeing too, which I think is great, because we're in Texas, traditional fireplaces, some of us use them, some of us don't. Especially right now in the summer, we have the electrical fireplace right here, which to me is just great for ambiance. I'm an ambiance guy, so I like to have a little bit of just, as they say, young kids say, the vibe. This gives you that vibe that you're looking for. Also, they did the wood paneling throughout, which is really, really nice. This is something that is custom. You won't see this with the builder, but I'm pretty sure, like most people, you can find or sit down with the builder and ask the builder, hey, do you know the company that actually did this? And then you can find that vendor and they can come and actually do exactly what you're seeing here in this model home. Also, as you see, they have the wood shelving throughout, which is great because this is a lot of space. Like we're talking about right here, over 20 feet of ceiling from floor to ceiling. So you got a lot of space in between, and you want to be able to use as much as you can of this wall, and especially storage. These shelving can do that, okay? Now, as we work our way through, we're going to go to, as some people say, the home of the heart, the kitchen. Okay, so we're in the kitchen. This is an area where I know for myself, I think is a big, big talking point when it comes to buying a home, because you do so much in your kitchen, whether it's cooking, entertaining, sitting down with your kids in the morning for food, lunch, dinner, whatever it may be. This is it. So in this particular area, as you can see, this is great quartz, granite. This is, I say granite, quartz, when it comes to the tile and the backsplash. It's really cool. Ooh, you see that? That's pretty good. KitchenAid. KitchenAid. It works, trust me. So you get a lot with this particular home. One thing I would say, this is one of the biggest farm sinks I've seen since I've been showing houses. So plenty of space, plenty of room, cabinetry all the way up. Now, I will say, compared to some of the other builders, you might not get some of the luxury cabinetry that we saw, where you have some of the open cabinets above where you have the glass. But that is an option. Some people like that, some people don't. But they do have an amazing hood, which is a good thing that I see in a lot of semi-custom builders. They have a nice hood that, it makes it seem like it's a little bit of piece of art. It kind of breaks up your cabinetry. As well as you have a double oven right here. And then you also have your microwave that's a little bit low. Personally, I would like my microwave a little bit higher because I don't want to have to bend down and grab my food as I'm trying to warm it up. Or if you have little kids, like I do, 2-year-old, who's going to be in there playing with the buttons all day, personally wouldn't like that, but that's something you can look at too as well. And then off the side, you can see, like I was saying earlier, you have a pantry behind me, you have your butler's pantry, and then you have the media room on the side. So if you're cooking, you're having a good time, and you decide, hey, we're watching the game, you can entertain, you can just come from your media room right into the kitchen and just go and have you some snacks. So one of the things about this particular home that's a little bit different, and guys, you tell me, do you guys still use a traditional dining area? What I'm finding is some people say, I don't really use my dining area as much. I use more of a breakfast area. Or they use right here this counter, which is more of a bar-like feel. So you still have plenty of space to eat, you know, just sit there. And if you have, you know, a small family, or you have a family of 4 like what you see here, you have plenty of space. And for me, like I said, I'm 6 foot, so the clearance is not bad. Like, I got plenty of room. I sit here, it's not far down, you know, it's not super elevated. So you got plenty of room, plenty of space. You can eat, feel comfortable. So I like that. Now, you do have over here your traditional dining area, which I love the way they did the setup. So you have like an armoire right here. You have a really big table. This is a nice sized table, and it's right off the patio too as well. And then of course your lighting, depending on the lighting you have, you can kind of go with, like they have more of a boho type look, in which I'm starting to see that a lot because the brown warm tones, it just makes the house look bigger. So this size home is about 3,000 square feet. I think 3,078 square feet. So it's a nice size home, but it just feels bigger based on the colors, based on the space, based on some of the things that you see as far as upgrades. And you're gonna be able to see, especially when you get outside, what's possible. Also, you see the beams above, and you see that throughout the kitchen and the living room area. And then here, even though we kind of briefly showed it, here is an area where, me personally, I probably would be using more of a fan, just because it's Texas, man. It gets hot and it's more practical. But I do like the fact that that's a nice type chandelier. I mean, it's pretty big. So you can kind of do that if you just like the art, or you like to just have a little bit different layout than, you know, traditional. And then what we're going to do now is go walk our way to the primary. Now here in the primary, I love the vaulted ceilings. Same thing, you see the beams as well. Then you have your chandelier hanging above. You also see paneling running along with the vaulted ceilings. Plenty of space, as well as they have the stone accent wall, which again, plenty of possibilities. This is a king size bed. So you got king size bed, you have your dressers on the side, have a dresser up front. So you got plenty of space. Also, if you wanted to, it depends on, you know, your taste. If you wanted something off the primary, you can actually have the sliding doors. You can have the sliding doors versus your traditional windows, which you can just walk right off your primary and walk right on outside. So that could be something you can add as well. Now, as we work our way through, you're gonna see the primary bath, which I really like. You have your soaking tub. You got his and hers when it comes down to having your own sink area, which I know a lot of us guys, we definitely want to have. You have a nice size shower, and I'll show you the shower just from the space standpoint. So you can sit here pretty comfortable if you want to sit in your shower and just relax. Plenty of space. So I think that's pretty cool. And then as you walk your way through, you also have, of course, your toilet area. You're not crammed in, good space. And then you have your closet, okay? Closet, like I said earlier, you have to have bath. So if you don't want to have bath, you get even more space within this closet. So, you know, if you're a person that have a lot of clothing, you can definitely want to use that. Also, you have some hangers above where you can just easily hang up your clothes, especially like winter clothes, things you don't use on a regular basis. You can definitely do that. Now, here's one of the key selling points of this house in particular. Is going to be outside patio, as well as just everything they did here at Toll Brothers to make your backyard feel like an oasis or just an entertainment hub for the house. So we're going to work our way over. And then here's the sliding door. So I didn't mention this. We have the sliding doors here, and then we have the side door if you was going through the dining area. One thing I want to also make sure we do before we get outside, hey, if you're liking our videos, you like the information I'm providing with you, please take the time, hit that like, subscribe, hit that little notification bell so you can keep up with all the different videos we're posting. We're trying to post a video every single week so you guys can see what's going on in Houston market, what's going on in Houston real estate, or just real estate in general. So please do that. That'll definitely help us out, and it lets us know if we're providing you guys with good information. So with that being said, let's take a look outside. Now, let me give you a fair warning. They are doing some working. We are in a new construction area, so you might hear some of that in the background. So I want to make sure I give you guys a heads up. But as we work our way through, you're going to see this beautiful backyard. Now, when I tell you, this is something personally I like. It gives you that sense of peace, sense of serenity. This part right here is just the attachment to the actual home. So this is a nice size patio. Big fan up top. And looking from the actual sliding doors to here, you're over 10 feet. I would say we're looking almost, I'd say probably like 15 to 18 feet from the actual sliding doors to right here. This could be something that you can just have as standard versus all the other things that you see that doesn't come with the house. It's just a straight upgrade. And then you also have on this section, just off to the side, you have just some sitting area. You can just chill, relax, watch some TV. It's pretty cool. And it's shaded. Now, here's the thing that I like, and this is something for someone that's looking to be like to entertain, want to use their backyard, not just want a lot of green space. You can see here, you have a grill area, right? So you have your gas grill that's available to you as you work your way over. You have a little bit of a cooler, so if you want to have some refreshments, you can just, hey, throw it in the cooler, have your refreshments. Plenty of counter area, love that. And then here's the pergola. This is what's cool. So on a beautiful day like today, you can sit out, you can watch TV, you can entertain friends and family, you can just talk. Like right here, they got a little tic-tac-toe board. You can actually play some games, and it's pretty good. Now, also they have the turf area throughout. So as you walk your way through the turf, you can see the fountains as well, a little bit of flower bed. And this is a nice size lot. Like, this is a 60-foot lot, so you have room if you want to have a pool and you want to entertain, you just want to have a little bit of a wet area, you can definitely do that here as well. And then, of course, you have a little bit of the fire pit. So it's not dug in, you can remove it, but it's a nice little sitting area for a fire pit. You can just entertain, especially if it's a cool night. Now, obviously, we're in June. Ain't nothing cool about June here in Texas. So do not plan on having probably your fire pit on during that time. But as far as just enjoying the space, maximizing the space, I think Toll Brothers did a great job of doing that. And this is one of the first builders I've seen really maximize the back space like they did. Sometimes you'll see with your higher custom builder, you might see some of them do like a pool. But for a builder like Toll Brothers, for this type of floor plan and this type of size, they did a great job, in my opinion, of really just maximizing the backyard, putting the turf, putting the tile throughout. It really did a great job. So here's the thing. If you have questions regarding Toll Brothers, questions regarding Missouri City, Sienna, please reach out to us. We would love to help you. We'd love to guide you. Right now, like most builders, you're seeing a lot of incentives. Right now, this particular time, Toll Brothers have 9 inventory homes. So depending on your style, depending on what you like, we can definitely find something that makes sense for you, as well as, like I said, we can talk about the different incentives, things that make sense for you, and we can definitely put that to work and help you find the right home for you. So I thank you today for coming to my channel. I hope you enjoy it. Please like, subscribe, comment, let us know. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think about how you would utilize your back patio. Is this something you will utilize, or is it something that you think is just over the top? I don't know, you let me know. But I'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Have a blessed day.